in good form, Gordon, wasn't he? And quite rightly so. It's been a good few weeks at the Bridge Meadow.
Yeah, obviously he was in a positive mood with what Haverfordwest County have achieved. Finishing in the top six is no mean achievement. It's been so difficult the last few seasons, and I think Rob's been there for about 4 years as chairman now, and it's the first time they've achieved their goal, so to speak. Now they've got to perform in that top six and hopefully, finish at least third or even higher in at the end of the season. That's
Yeah.
the holy grail now. But things have improved a lot over the last few seasons at the Oggy Bridge Meadow, to be fair. Facilities, the play inside, the academies, everything seems to be going in the right direction at this moment in time, which is great.
Absolutely right. Let's stick with local football, Gordon, right now, and I'll read through the results because it was a really busy Saturday.
Yeah.
Football very much back in Pembrokeshire, of course, after the Christmas and New Year break, and despite the fact that temperatures were really cold going into the weekend, weren't they? It was
Yeah.
minus most nights last week, and
Yeah.
I did wonder whether we get a full program. So well done to all of the clubs, first of all, for doing work on the
Good
pitch to
one.
get the games on, because it really was challenging conditions last week. These were the results, and you can tell us where you were, Gordon. It was a Saturday where there were so many goals in Division 1. Carew 8, Tenby 3 was a bit of a surprise result, wasn't it?
It
Clarbeston
was.
Road 0, Goodwick 3,
Mm.
Hakins 7, Milford United 0, Kilgetty 6, St Ishmael's 1, Penner Robbins 2, Merlin's Bridge 1, and Hebranston 0, Moncton Swifts 9.
Mm.
Where do we start, Gordon? There were goals
Well,
everywhere.
I was at the Goodwick top of the table. We're playing Clarbeston Road, and as we all remember, it was a senior cup final that Clarbeston Road had beaten the cup favourites at that time. It wasn't to be in this particular game. It was goalless in the first half, and Goodwick got the breakthrough through Rhys Darling, who was looking very sharp on Saturday. And then the dead ball specialist, Rhys Jones, scored with probably his 12th goal of the season from a free kick. He's incredible, Ben, how he scores so many goals from the dead ball specialist. I call him a dead ball specialist. He's like a David Beckham of Premiership League football. And then Darling got another one then before the end, and they comfortably won 3-0. And it keeps them 1 point ahead of chasing Hakin United, waiting for a slip up so that they can get their hands on some silverware, the title at the end of the season. They won 7-0. They won quite comfortable against Milford United, who have slipped down to second from bottom. Since the Christmas period, the Robins haven't been chirping so much down Marble Hall this season. They've haven't they've really gone down the league quite a lot, which will be disappointed as far as they're concerned, because they want to stay in Division 1, but Herbernston they're still pointless. They're still conceding a lot of goals. I have a lot of time for Herbernston for fulfilling their fixtures, because a lot of teams have not, when they're going through a period like Herbernston are right now, they usually just throw in the towel and pull out of the league. So fair play to Herbernston. They're battling away. They obviously know they haven't got the quality, and Moncton took full advantage to score 9 goals past them on
Yeah.
Saturday. It's a very difficult season for them.
The result that stood out for me, though, was that win for Carew, actually. 8-3
Yeah,
against Tenby. Tenby have done pretty well this season. We've called them out a few times for their
yeah.
good form. Marcus Griffiths'
There,
hat trick
there
for,
was
for
a
Carew.
reason behind it. Dylan Newt, their goalkeeper, got injured on 15 minutes. Not that they're blaming that, to be fair, but the key goalkeeper wasn't available, and I'm not sure who went between the sticks. I'm not sure. I'm not going to blame anybody, but it did help Carew. Carew will be delighted with that result as well. And I know it was the first time that poor old Adam Muscat, who played for both sides, it's the first time that Carew and Tenby have played since he passed away. So it was a bit of a poignant
Point.
game at the Gerald Hicks Memorial Ground on Saturday. But Carew will be delighted with that. And as you said, ex-Haverfordwest County striker Marcus Griffiths having a hat-trick. He had a brace the week before. I mean, he's really in a good scoring form as well.
Yeah, good win for Carew there. And actually, in the first hour of the show, we had some reaction to a big game in Division Two, Gordon, as well. Narberth beat Hakin United reserves by 2-0. That was a pretty crucial game for Narberth at the top of Division Two, so they'll be pleased with that win, which I think keeps them very much in touch with Hakin. I think they're a point behind, or 2 points behind Hakin and Narberth are now, but with 3 games in hand. So that was a massive win for them, wasn't it, in the second division, as they look to bounce back from a difficult few years themselves.
Yeah, Ryan Williams, their manager, will be delighted with that result. And Matthew Howells, the Hakin manager, he has a lot of young players in the young Hakin side. And they're doing very well this season. Matthew will be very disappointed that they came away from Jesse's Road without a point. But fair play to the Bluebirds, Narberth. They're going great guns. And also another team doing well is Fishguard, as well as Fishguard Sports. They were another side that dropped down to Division 2, and they're going well. So the title race in Division 2 is going to be an interesting one coming into the spring now. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who actually goes up. Obviously, Hakin Seconds can't go up because their first team are in Division 1.
Yeah,
so
of course.
It would open it up to possibly Narberth and, Fishguard Sports to return to the top flight.
Okay, let's turn our attention to cup football, shall we, Gordon? Because the Senior Cup, of course, resumes, doesn't it, at the weekend? And you mentioned just there, we had the repeat of last year's Senior Cup final. Clarbeston Road, I think, caused an upset, didn't they, on the day at the Oggy Bridge Meadow? And it's interesting, Rob mentioning some of the big crowds they get for those games. And it's true, isn't it? Over the years, some of the biggest crowds at the Oggy Bridge Meadow have been the Pembrokeshire Senior Cup final. They attract great numbers, don't they?
They do. It's a very popular day, and a lot of the Pembrokeshire League ex-players and supporters, they all gather at the Bridge Meadow for. It's going to be on a 3G pitch this year as well for the first time, Ben, and the semi-finals will be played there. But you're right. It's created a lot of interest in Pembrokeshire, the Senior Cup final. But the games that are going to play this Saturday is who are we going to predict are going to win? Are we going to have a bit of fun with this?
Yeah, I think we certainly can. So it will be the first time, Gordon, that the Senior Cup final has been played on any other surface than grass. Is that right?
Yeah, as long as they do play it on the Oggy Bridge Meadow, they might decide in their wisdom to go to Monkton Lane or Marble Hall because it's a grass pitch. I don't know. I don't think that'll happen.
I think they'll go Haverfordwest, surely. Anyway, let's run through the games that are coming up on Saturday, and you can give us your thoughts. There are 5 matches, according to pembrokeshiresport.co.uk. So, round 2, Hakin United versus Kilgetty.
That's an interesting one. All first division game. Kilgetty. That was a final only a couple of seasons ago. Hakin versus Kilgetty, and Hakin won it 3-1. I can't see Kilgetty really upsetting the Vikings down in the Ob, so I'll go for a Hakin win there. I won't predict the scoreline, but I'll say it's a Hakin win.
A Hakin win, I think so. And this is an interesting one because obviously we know about Branston's struggles in the top division this season. So they'll be really grateful, I think, to be able to have a break from league action and get something. They play Letterston at the weekend.
I think Letterston are actually in Division 3, are they not? I hope for Herbie's sake and sanity that they get a win in this cup competition, and they'll beat Letterston.
You would think so, wouldn't you? The only issue is when you are losing games. It's keeping morale, isn't it? And whoever you play against, you don't believe you can get the result. So, if you're in the Letterston dressing room, you'll also be saying, well, they're losing games every week. Let's see what we can do there. So there is going to be an upset. It could come there. Carew v Goodwick United. Carew on the back of that win against Tenby. Goodwick United, I think, with a point to prove in this competition this season.
Yeah, definitely. They were hurt after losing against Clarbeston Road. There's no doubt about that in the final. And going to Carew is familiar territory. They know all about what Carew's about. And I think Goodwick will be too strong for Carew on the day. I'll go for a Goodwick win. Away win.
I think Goodwick. I don't like always agreeing with you, Gordon, but I think Goodwick will be really. No, I know I don't have to. I don't like doing it all the time, but I do think Goodwick really will have the bit between their teeth because of what happened in the final last season. Penna Robbins versus Pembroke Borough.
Oh, another derby clash, but again, Penna Robbins in Division 1, Pembroke Borough, I believe, are in Division 3 as well. There is a difference in that. On Bush Camp, I see Penna winning that one. Although Pembroke Borough will they could put up a decent showing. It might not be as easy as what Penna are thinking it will. They can't be complacent, that's for sure.
And here's one. We've really been behind Tenby in cup competitions this season, haven't we? We have.
Yeah.
We've said they could do well in the Senior Cup. We've said they could do well in the West Wales Cup as well. They play Fishguard Sports at the weekend.
No,
Any sign of an upset there, Gordon?
I wouldn't have thought so, but Fishguard Sports have been going very well in Division 2 this season, having been relegated last season. They'll relish the challenge of going to Tenby and trying to cause an upset. At least it'll know where they are in terms of if they do return to Division 1, how they get on Saturday. I can't see it being an upset. I'll go for a Tenby win there.
Okay, I think there's going to be an upset somewhere, isn't there? There is going to be an upset somewhere along the lines. It's a hard one to say that, isn't it? But I think Fishguard again will.
They're in cup competitions. You can't.
They are. But you just feel that if there's going to be one, Fishguard might just fancy their chances of causing an upset at Tenby.
Yeah. Well, good luck to both sides.
That's going to be interesting, isn't it? Okay.
It will be.
And who are you thinking will win the cup, Gordon?
You gotta go. The favourites are going to be Hakin and Goodwick. There's no question about that. Other teams in and around them. No, those are the two teams that really stick out. They take some beating on any given day. They'd have to have a really bad day at the office if they're going to lose against most of the sides they come up against. So Hakin and Goodwick are the two that I see possibly, as long as they don't draw each other in the cup, go into the final.
And actually, it does show what an effort that was from Clarbeston Road last season.
Oh, yeah.
We covered it at the time, didn't we? But
it was great.
It was some effort to win the competition, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's last first time in the club's history, and I mean, they'll forever remember in Clarby Road toppling Goodwick on the Bridge Meadow last season. It was a great effort, and they thoroughly deserved it on the day. There's no question about that, which Goodwick sportingly said as well.
They did.
It happens now and again, and it happened last season.
Okay, well, good luck to all.
See him win it,
yeah, good luck to all of those sides in Senior Cup action at the weekend. Let's just stick with cup football for just a second. We will talk about what happened yesterday in the FA Cup as well, by the way, because you've not mentioned that penalty shootout win yet, Gord, but we'll come to that in a sec. The draw for the West Wales Cup, the last 16, has been made. We've still got some really good Pembrokeshire interest in the competition. The last 16 draw has been made. We're guaranteed a Pembrokeshire side will be in the quarterfinals. So just from our perspective, let me just pick out a couple of the games. We have got Merlin's Bridge going away to Glynneath Town, which will be an interesting one. Goodwick United play Cummaman United. Hakin United v Seaside AFC. The derby, the Pembrokeshire derby, is Penna Robbins versus Tenby. And Monkton Swifts are home to the team that always intrigues us with the name CKSV AFC. Made up of various letters of the alphabet. So what do you make of those games, Gordon? They're coming up on the 1st of February.
It's amazing to think how many Pembrokeshire sides are still involved in this cup competition, because years ago we'd only have one or two getting through to this stage. But I honestly believe that Pembrokeshire League football has improved. Possibly the others haven't, Swansea League, Neath League and Carmarthenshire League. But I can see most of our sides possibly getting through to that quarter-final, looking at that draw. Hakin got a home draw against Cummaman. You would expect Hakin to be up for that one.
A Seaside for Hakin, Goodwick against Cummaman,
Seaside's a top they were in the Carmarthenshire Premiership League. They have met each other in the semi-finals of that cup competition before, which Hakin won at Seaside. So I'm not sure on the strength of them this season, but they must be doing okay if they're in at this stage. But I would expect Hakin to hopefully win that one and get through to the quarterfinals. Obviously, Goodwick have got Cummaman at home. The holders, it's interesting to know the holders for the last few years were Penlan. Well, they actually got knocked out last round. So we're going to have a different winner in this season's cup competition. Hopefully, aside from Pembrokeshire, Goodwick should get home against Cummaman on the day. So there's two into the quarterfinal. We got Penna Robbins versus Tenby, so there's another one into the quarterfinal. Who do you think's going to win in that one then, Ben? Penna or Tenby? Who's your money on? You told me Tenby's a good cup side, so.
Well, Tenby are a good cup side, so I think they'll fancy their chances against Penna. I think Goodwick, Hakin, or Tenby. You could be saying one of those three could be the winners of the West Wales Cup this year.
Okay.
I think. I don't think there are many.
Yeah, I hope you're right. It's just,
yeah.
If we can get a team in the final from Pembrokeshire, that's brilliant. That's fantastic.
I'm not sure many sides would fancy playing any of those three in a cup game.
They wouldn't. No. Right.
And I do think Tenby are a good cup side. I just think there will also be an upset in the Senior Cup at the weekend, and if there is going to be one, it might come there.
Okay.
Who knows?
Bittersweet then, is it? A bit bittersweet moment.
Yeah. So we'll see. All right. Well, good luck, and we'll follow those West Wales Cup games as well. Of course, those ties in the last 16 coming up on the 1st of February, and we are guaranteed that we'll have Pembrokeshire side into the last 8, and I do think we're going to get some teams going quite a long way in that competition, which will be an exciting few weeks and months, hopefully, for our sides. In the FA Cup yesterday, Gordon, Manchester United beating Arsenal on penalties. You must have been pleased with that. That was a good game.
Yeah, it was. It was a bit frantic, to say the least, wasn't it, to be honest with you? Arsenal actually dominated, to be honest with you, Ben, and having Darlow sent off after 61 minutes, it was really, it was a real defensive effort to keep them out. Arsenal had plenty of chances to put that game to bed, and they didn't take it. And the goalkeeper was the hero, Bindir. Although I have to say, he can't kick a ball and he can't punch a ball, but he can certainly.
Good shot stopper.
A good shot stopper, yeah. Yeah, but it was great to get through. The highlight for me was Martin Keown picking out the number 2 ball, the first ball that came out of the half, Man United, in his own stadium. He must have been pig sick. He was hoping number 2 was going to be Arsenal, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Gordon, if you thought that was hard to watch, you should have tried watching Tamworth against Tottenham for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Goodness me. I mean,
it was a small pitch, it looked like it, Ben, as well. I think most of the players were over-hitting their passes and whatnot. It went to extra time, but you put it to bed nicely in that area.
Well, I think fitness told in the end, but I did think Tamworth were absolutely brilliant for the 90 minutes, and they should have won. I mean, they had a great chance, almost the last kick of the game, didn't they?
Yeah.
They should have
scored.
The
best bit I thought of that game was when they were actually putting the nets up. The Tamworth players were only he had him on his shoulders, and he was putting the tape. I thought that was brilliant. That's grassroots football, isn't it? Playing against Premier League stars on $100,000 a week, and they're lucky to have 50 quid.
I did say that is the magic of the FA Cup right there, isn't it? Yeah, when that happened.
I did see, was it the boy Gray, the young Archie Gray, is it? He gave his boot to some young lad in the crowd as a souvenir, and the young lad gave him his scarf, his Tamworth scarf, and he actually said to him, "Are you sure your mum and dad are going to allow me to have the scarf? You won't have a row now for giving it to me." And I thought, God, a young footballer who's actually in the real world.
Yeah, no, I thought that was great. I did think that was really, really good. We should say Swansea went out, actually. We Fraser and I called this the Russell Martin derby because he managed both sides. But Southampton 3, Swansea City 0 was the full-time score. There was no upset there. I did think there might be, actually. I thought Swansea might have a chance there, but they were too strong. Of course, the small matter this coming Saturday of a local derby with Cardiff. That's a 12:30 start. And that is always a spicy game, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Cardiff Swansea is, it's always, there's an agenda. Let's hope that Cullen scores in it again. He did last season. So it would be great to see I'm a Swans fan in that particular
Oh, and I
department.
think Russell Martin was the manager who was quite controversial with his celebrations in a local derby once, wasn't he?
He was, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. I can't remember what the celebration was, but it did upset a lot of
No, he
people.
did. Yeah, I do seem to remember that after I think a
Yeah.
Swansea win. Anyway, listen, we will take a moment. We've got the
Something
final
to do
part.
with swimming, wasn't it? Or
I
something?
think so. Yeah. We'll come back for the final part of the show. We'll change the shape of the ball. And we will look ahead actually to the Six Nations. We've got some Pembrokeshire interest in Warren Gatland's squad, and it is now or never for Mr. Gatland, isn't it? So we'll look ahead to that in just a few moments, and we'll bring you some news on tonight's indoor cricket in Neyland as well. That's coming next on Pure West.